So the holidays are finally over, and 2026 marks 500 years of Beretta firearms. So I figured, why not go through all of my Berettas in this series? Starting with probably my favorite pistol caliber carbine on the market, the Beretta PMX. Well, technically the PMXs because the NFA ruins everything, but at least Beretta is giving us the cool stuff, while H&K continues to tease us with the possibility of a proper G36. Now, there is an elephant in the room that I want to address before we get any further. That being that before it was the PMX, it was actually the P26 from B&T. Now, B&T chose not to go forward with the P26 for a lot of reasons, but Beretta saw it and thought it would be a worthy successor to their Model 12, so they licensed out the design. Now, due to that direct lineage, there's some considerations that I'll get into more later. Now, there's nothing really groundbreaking going on with the PMX. It's a blowback system just like a lot of other guns out there, the Ruger PC Carbine and the CZ Scorpion being a couple of examples. The controls are almost 100% ambidextrous, with the bolt release being the only thing that's not mirrored on both sides, and the charging handle is easily swapped between sides. You've got a full length of Picatinny up front, and then lengths of it at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock for accessories and optics. The barrel is 6.9 inches and mercifully threaded in a standard 1/2 by 28, so you're not going to have to deal with finding thread adapters. Shooting the PMX is really pleasant. With a lot of blowback systems, you get a sudden jolt as the bolt hits its end of travel. It's by no means punishing recoil, but it is noticeable. The PMX tends to soften that a little bit. I won't say that it's as smooth as a roller delayed system like an MP5 or even the Springfield Kuna, but it is softer than AR-based 9s and even a CZ Scorpion. After shooting the PMX a couple of times, I decided to get rid of my CZ Scorpion as I had absolutely no use for it anymore. The trigger on the PMX is really quite good, and if you know your way around an AR trigger, the learning curve on the PMX isn't going to be that hard. The mags drop free pretty readily, and the beveled magwell makes reloads a little bit easier. My only real gripe with it is that the mag release has to be levered down rather than pushed transversely like with an AR. That's more of a training scar, and probably due to the fact that I've worked with ARs for the last 2 decades. Let's talk about the magazines for a second. Given the PMX's lineage from B&T mags do work in the PMX. It's just that they're, well, kind of junk. They feed just fine, but they're really fragile. If you're dropping B&T mags while you're training, or even leave them loaded for a long period of time, those plastic feed lips are known to crack and break off. Beretta completely sidestepped this problem by reinforcing their feed lips with a bit of metal in there. Now, when I got my PMX, these Beretta magazines basically took a favor from the Godfather to get, but they are opening up a little bit more now. KCI also makes a mag that has metal feed lips. How Beretta managed to embarrass B&T so totally by making such a simple upgrade, I will never understand. I've ran my PMX mostly suppressed, and I'm at just north of 1,000 rounds on it, and I haven't had a single failure. With the single pin takedown, cleaning is super easy on there. Probably the weakest link I have on mine right now is the triangular brace. I have it on there because I really like the aesthetics of it. One thing I would have liked to have seen from Beretta on this as just being stock is the Picatinny adapter on the back. I was kind of annoyed that I had to chase it down after the fact. But on the plus side, the PMX does come with a really nice case. Of the things that mildly annoy me on the PMX, there's one thing that just annoys me to no end, and that's the safety selector. Now, like I said before, it is ambidextrous and it's wide, curved, and comfortable to use for your thumb. But since it comes to a point, it tends to rub on the top of my hand. And while it's not nearly as bad as the abomination on the CZ Scorpion, after 3 or 4 mags, it starts to wear on you. I have considered taking a Dremel and just trimming some of that off, but HB Industries also makes a flush cover for it that would work just as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that European stubbornness keeps HB Industries in business, but could we get at least one European PCC with a safety selector that's mildly thought out? The PMX really is a leap forward from the Model 12, but given the Model 12's age, that's not a high hurdle to beat. Clearly, I like the PMX, but the real question is, will this fill the void that was left by its older brother? Beretta is really struggling to get traction with anything that isn't a Model 92 right now, and I think it's the case that they're going to have to get these out and into the hands of shooters and let them actually shoot it to understand and appreciate it. Now, if you stuck along through the video this long, I just want to say thank you. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment so that we can fight the algorithm. Also, make sure you subscribe because I've got a lot more Beretta and other things coming your way.